Hi guys, it's me Yamini. I am back with another video, and yes, I know I have not been able to post since a few weeks, but you guys have still supported me, still waited for my video, and thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I have been quite busy with my life and to manage a lot of things, so I was not able to post on my time. But yes, we are back with a new series, the brand new GKS series. Yes, so basically, as you guys know, GKS is around the corner. It's probably going to be released in maybe like 2 months. So I decided to make this GKS series beforehand, so you guys have the plenty of time to prepare while watching my video. The preparation of GKS should be done before, like it should be like have started a year back, like a year before, but we still have plenty of time. So those who are new, I will not make a separate video about like what GKS is. So I will just tell you in like few simple words. GKS is Global Korea Scholarship, and it is a government scholarship provided by the Korean government for you to study here in Korea. So in this video, we are going to talk about that what I believe is the first and very most important step in GKS, and that is your university selection. And a lot of people, a lot of students ask me how to find our right university, how to find the right university. And I always say that you should always choose or go for the university that matches your profile. So here comes the question, that how do we find the university, how do we find and research about the university? First step is, you can actually go to the NIED's official website to search the university that are listed in the in the scholarship. So you can find it from there. You can use it from like official website. Don't find it from Google or Reddit. Just go on the official website. I'll mention the website right here. First, decide what major you actually want to pursue. In my case, I was still not sure what I wanted to, because I had like a lot of interest, and student like me who has a lot of interest are still confused what they can choose in their future. And then that is the important part, because if you don't know what you want to pursue, how are you supposed to find the university, how are you supposed to research on that? So first, you need to finalize the course that you want to pursue from the scholarship and from Korea. So in my case, I was still like confused student like you. I had like 2-3 options. Like first was media communication, which apparently my Korean teachers said that it will be very tough to get in with this course, through this course. So I had that idea that it is going to be very tough to pursue media, like if you want to like apply through media track at that time in 2024. So I had like one media, and then second was Korean language and culture, and so it was that, and third was translation and interpretation. So these 3 courses that I was like very confused with. So what I decided was, I just went to the NEED's official website and like went to the past application guidelines, and I saw the list of universities. Second point is researching criteria, that on what basis you are prioritizing or choosing your university. So the criteria can be like different from person to person's opinion. So in my case, I prioritized first. My first criteria was A type, B type. So as you know that there are like 2 types of universities, right? A type and B type. So I don't know, there like some people say that getting into A type university is like very tough, and you should always choose B option, like B type university, which is like lower in rank. But I feel if you are confident in your profile, you can always challenge the A university. But in my case, because I didn't want it to take like any risk, I didn't want it to get rejected at any cost, I went to the safer side. So let's say if my profile level is like this, I chose a university like in that level, like not that low, like a little lower than my profile. Okay. And you should not only search the universities, but you should also search the area. So which area? Because area also influences, because you will know in the future. I'll tell you how it influences the decision. Okay, so I'll tell you my experience, what I did. So now I was like okay, now I want to go in this university, A type university, B type, doesn't matter. So my first step in choosing the university was like based on area. Second was my course, my major. So I told you, like 3 interested major. So I actually did it on like pen paper. I make a note like here, like let's say one column here in media communication, then in the center I would say Korean translation, and then third was literature and whatever. So like these 3 categories, and then I listed all the universities that offered these courses or related to these courses or these fields. I mentioned all of them like under like this, and then doesn't matter it is an A type or B type university. And then let's say out of 100, like I think in GKS they mention like there are like more than 100 universities. If I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know, because I've never counted. So let's say 15 universities are shortlisted in this course. I actually went to their sites, like checked every site of every university. Let's say first university, let's say for example Hemyong University, it offered a course called Media Communication and Korean Culture altogether. So I went to the Hemyong University, I went under the admission section, and then went to undergraduate section, and then searched my course, how they offered, what are the second, this is actually the next step, the criteria number third, that is what they are offering in that course. So if you'll see if you'll go in there and search in their university site, you will find that they actually tell you what kind of activities they ask you to do and what they actually teach you. So I went there and I searched the motto. So every university has a motto, every department has a motto. There is no university in Korea which doesn't have a motto. So I searched, so which, like let's say for example some university, what they are offering with this course, and then what kind of activities they do, and in the future what kind of future I can get, what kind of placement, job, etc., position I can get if I do this kind of course from this university, blah blah stuff. And then fourth option is not fourth option, fourth criteria is the curriculum. So you should always go and check the curriculum of 4. I know it will be a little tough if you don't know the Korean, because every curriculum is in Korean and it's very tough to find it. And in my case also, because I was searching on like 4 university, which was Yonsei, Haemyeong, Daegu and BUFS. I had a hard time like finding the details. So even in BUFS everything like it is in English as well, but the curriculum, it was all in Korean. So I like screenshotted like every single page. I remember the booklet was around like 50 pages, and then I translated like every single pages because I wanted to know like what they are going to actually teach me like throughout the year. So they have the curriculum based on like every semester, like 1 2 3 4 5 6, depending on the university. So you have to know what they are going to teach you and what are the subjects. They actually mention the subjects as well, so you should know what subject, what kind of curriculum, what kind of activities they're going to do. Okay, so the fifth, I guess, if I'm not wrong, the next point is your activities, extracurricular activities. So every university, if you go, there will be a section of notice and events, and even like in the department they have like separate corner of events and activities. If you go there, you will be able to see what kind of events your aspirant college, your aspirated college is doing for you. So in our like for example in BUFS, when I was researching for like courses, I found out that they offer like few of activities like volunteer, let's say like translation club, and even like meeting with Koreans and making friends, like these kind of activities they used to offer. I mean they still do, but like at that time I saw that. So which kind of activities they're actually giving you, because that actually helps you to give or judge the university, that how active your university is in terms of that foreign student, like for our university they do a lot of stuff for foreign students. So it will help you judge the environment of your university, basically, that oh, if this university actually take the responsibility, actually take the interest in students, and or maybe like foreign students. So you should always check what kind of activities they're posting. You should also research the neighbor universities as well. Let's say, so while searching for BFS, I also search other universities in Busan as well. While searching for Daegu University, I also search other universities near Daegu as well. So you should always check your environment, your neighborhood universities as well. Second, what kind of the tuition fees also, it doesn't matter, but you will still get that, oh, this courses you're really high and they're like really paying, they're really paying attention to it. Then the job placement, the activities, the offering they are giving to the student, the validation, all the benefits that they give to their students, especially foreign students. And also the club activities, the school volunteers, and there are like a lot of pages of your school you might find on Instagram. When I was searching on BFS, I followed one BFS pages and I found hundred of Instagram pages which was like under BFS community as well. So you can find like a lot of Instagram. It gives you a lot of insight. I would also say next point, that you should connect. Let's say you have decided like 3 final universities and you're still confused like which is the final one. You should contact to the students or other scholars from their student. I would say, I think that would be like bit too much, because I heard a lot of scholars doesn't reply, and I truly understand, because we don't get enough time to watch. We get hundred of DMs like every single day, so it's really tough for us to message and reply everybody. So I am requesting you, if you're contacting to your senior scholar, please don't ask unnecessary question, like very common question. We get irritated by that. Please don't ask unnecessary question. Please ask the genuine question, that you genuine curiosity, the curiosity that you have throughout the university. Like in my case also, because as you guys know, my senior is Anjali in Korea, but I never texted her about the university, like the basic question and all, blah blah, how it is there in BFS, how it's going, teacher, blah blah. I never asked her. I texted her only once when I got selected after the third round. I told her that um I got selected, blah blah blah, and I'm coming, and then please help me out with this thing. So that actually happened with us. So never ask unnecessary question if you're contacting your senior scholar. I tell you about like few red flags you might find, or few troubles that you might find while doing the research. Is first, that every Korean university, it's in Korean. Like, it's in Korean. The website, everything is in Korean. So you will have a hard time finding the right information if you don't know Korean. So even if you know Korean, the expressions are so difficult for you to understand. You will have to need the translation. So I would say to take like every website screenshot, and that's how I did it. It's very troublesome, but we can't help it. Even they, like, few sites actually offer English as well, but the sites are very complicated. You have to go in the depths, like in the roots, to find the right and your informative information. Universities, they actually show you the reviews or the experience of your alumni, your seniors, but they're Korean. So you will find a hard time while finding any international students experience. You can only find it on your YouTube or Instagram as well, but like in university's actual site, you will not able to find it. So that is a small problem. Next, I would say the next red flag would be, a lot of students, what they do is, in order to get selected, they tend to choose the lower rank universities. They think they might easily get into the university. Their goal is just to come here and study in Korea, which I completely understand. But the thing is, because you choose a low rank university in a non recognized area, non recognized university, your chances of getting a good job, a good placement, become this much, like very zero, very like on an inch. So after you graduate, you will find it's really difficult to find a good job. You'll find it really hard to settle here if your goal is to settle here. I would say, which nobody will tell you and the scholarship doesn't cover, are the expenses. So if you are choosing any university, there are like actual costs as well of living around that area and wherever you are living. So which your scholarship might not cover. They give you money, but we as a scholar think it's not enough to survive here in Korea. So let's say even if in like Bhutan, I'm living in Bhutan, and I still find it really hard to struggle on, like, to survive on that money. And let's say if you're in country like in city like Seoul, you'll find it like extra hard to survive on those money. So we have to be extra careful while choosing the area. Yes. Okay. Also, GKS covers your tuition fees, your monthly insurance, not your living cost. So yes, they give you a particular amount every month, but you are supposed to save those money in order to live here, whether you are living in a dormitory or in housing. You are supposed to pay your own rent. Even if you are living in a dorm, you are supposed to pay the dorm fee. So they will not extra give you any extra money. You have to save from those amount that you are getting, and then you have to pay. So all the bills, that is not included in the money. Okay, so you have to survive on your own. So let's say you live in an apartment which is like 2 times expensive than your scholarship. You are in the blunder. Trust me, you did a big blunder. So think carefully, research carefully. So last and very important point is, you should know your university from core, from heart, as because there are going to be an interview, right, when you complete your first round, and they are going to ask you about the university, like why you choose our university, and why this course, and why particularly this course in our university. What is your motive? What is your future? What do you look for? So these are the questions that comes, these kind of questions that comes under your your interview. So you should know your university, so that in order to give the right answer, researched on the professor. So who are going to be my professor, what kind of teaching they have. If they have like online lectures, you can also watch them. It will actually help you judge. So these were the few points I would say are very important if you want to choose your right university, and if you are applying for GKS. Not only GKS, but even if you want to like come to Korea and apply for the university. So these are the few criteria you have to think about while selecting the correct university. And the criteria can be different from people to people. It was different in my case. It can be different from your perspective. And I'll see you in the next video, which is also going to be about GKS, and it's going to be like part 2, episode 2 of the GKS series. And this was it for the episode 1 of how to choose the right university while applying for GKS. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and let me know in the comments what kind of questions, queries you have for my next video, and what kind of topic you want me to cover in this series. Thank you so much. Bye bye.